Let me make sure, because
About
we don't have no right, we are so behind. It's 9 o'clock, guys. Y'all not doing
It's going to be a great night.
Y'all not doing that.
No. Oh, you live on there?
Yeah, we are live.
Oh my God, I was live the whole time I was doing all this stuff.
No. No. Oh, my dad is on. Oh, hi, Daddy.
Hi, Daddy.
Hey, Daddy.
I'm sorry.
So we are here tonight with the lovely Ziggy. So let me start off. Let me go back.
Okay.
Welcome back to the podcast, and you're listening to the Traveling Pants of a Single Mom. And of course, I got my co-host Tosh. Say hey, girl. And today we have our special guest, Miss Ziggy Bailey. Say hey, girl.
Hey, girl. I'm so excited to be back.
Yes, she is a second-time guest. So thanks so much for being on our podcast for the second time.
No problem.
So let's jump into it. So let's hear what Miss Ziggy been up to, because you had a lot going on, honey.
Yes.
The story of my life. I keep a lot going on. Like, if I don't have a certain amount of stuff on my plate, I don't know, I guess I feel like a loser. So, but I have so many different goals that I want to accomplish, and I kind of, in life gets in the way, so I have to kind of just do a little bit of everything every day.
Right.
If that makes any sense.
Yes, it does.
It does.
Now,
You guys know it's moms too.
The last time you were on the podcast, you were talking about going back to school. So the other day I saw
That I graduated.
you graduated. Yeah. Yes, you know, just the other day. Right.
It seems like it. What do you mean? When I told you I was going back to school?
Yeah, when we had you on the first time.
It seems like it was like over a year ago, I think.
It probably was. I think it was about over a year ago when she was on the podcast. So what did you graduate with? What is your title?
Well, I got my degree in psychology, but I'm still continuing on to get my PhD in psychology so I can become a psychologist.
Yes.
Yes, that is what I'm going to do.
Absolutely. Yes.
Teach.
I love psychology.
I love psychology.
Me too. So you
once
try to pick people's brains? Do you do that?
I do a lot, and people don't even know it.
I do.
People don't even know what I'm doing.
I love
You
that.
picking their brain.
Yeah, we just have a normal conversation, and I like ask
some
all
questions, right?
And they'll be like what? And
Like, what was your parents like? What was your mom like? What was your brother?
Yeah. Inspector Gadgets.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
And you gotta get in people's brains. That's the only way to understand the species.
Right.
We all think so different. We're wired so different. And your psychology, at our age, depends on a few things. Your upbringing and genetics a little bit. So it's a mixture of both. Some things your upbringing kind of shapes your perception of everything. So the way you see something, I may not see it the same. Right. But if you and I are to coexist, I need to understand how you see things, and you kind of have to understand how I see things.
Right.
You don't have to agree, but you just try to understand
it. Right.
Yeah.
Nice. So also, we're gonna chop it up to get into, because you've been doing so much. So we're gonna chop it up. So you graduated.
I graduated.
I saw you was on tour with your brother.
Yes.
So I want to hear how that experience was. So, we don't like, what I'm saying. Her brother is Chingy. I like the way you do it, right? So,
do it.
I can't do it.
You can do it.
I don't know how to do it.
You can do it.
You can do it. Go ahead, Dick. Go ahead. I like the way you do it, right there.
On it, but
look, her daughter looking like, all right.
Like
she's like, all right.
Can y'all chill? You went on tour with your brother. Did. So what was that experience? Where did you go? Did you do the whole tour with him?
The entire tour.
Oh my!
I only missed the dates when I had to come here and graduate, and it was like 2 or 3 days. I think like 3 days. I was at every single city.
Wow. Oh my God! So what are some of the cities y'all hit?
Oh my God! Philly, St. Louis, Atlanta, New York, Jersey, LA, Oakland, Fresno, Vegas.
Oh my God! So how long were you guys on tour?
It was 3 months. It was
that's
March,
it?
April, and May.
That's tiring though, because to cram all of that in 3 months is a lot.
I thought y'all would have been. It would have been longer with all them cities y'all hit.
I think there might be a Millennium Tour 2 coming.
Ooh.
You gonna do that too?
Why y'all didn't come to Orlando?
I don't know. No, we did, but we did Tampa, Jacksonville, and Miami.
Okay.
So if you lived in Orlando, you could hit. They were supposed to do Orlando, but I guess it didn't get cleared. All the dates had to get cleared through the NBA first.
Oh.
So I guess they didn't get clearance.
Dang. So what was that experience like? Because I mean, you were out there with all those celebs. I seen you was on Bobby Valentino, where you had to lock him up. You played the officer. Yes. Because yes. I was like, that's Ziggy. What happened?
What happened on tour?
You know what? I mean, I was talking about what happened with that fit.
I don't know.
It looked good though. It looked good.
It does, because I feel like a house.
No,
I've never been.
This is the goal right here. This is the goal. Yeah, this is goal. Yes, girl, this is goal. Yes.
I'm trying to just to chisel the legs.
I know that's right. All my clothes fitting tight now.
That's
but
right.
So yes, that was awesome. This tour was like it's definitely a once in a lifetime experience and opportunity.
Right.
So I came on tour doing merch for my brother. I was handling all their t-shirts. If you guys have seen me like promoting and everything, so that was what I did. And I feel like, and that was a pretty tough job. It doesn't seem like it, but it was.
Right.
So I would have to bring the t-shirts to every venue. The venues had their own sales team, so I would have to count my shirts in with them. We would have to agree on a count. Wait till the end of the concert was over. So all the artists are gone. They wait until every single person is cleared out of the whole stadium, and then they start counting our merchandise, and we square up. And most of the time I didn't get out until 2 or 3 in the morning.
Wow.
So everybody else is gone, sleep, or at after parties, or back at the hotel, and I'm still at the venue, and I didn't get to make a lot of after parties. And then we always had to get up at like 8 in the morning, get on the road to the next city. Girl, the same thing all over again. We usually didn't get to the next city until about 2 or 3 that afternoon. So I didn't even sometimes I didn't get time to go straight to the hotel and change or anything. All the venues were equipped for basketball teams and stuff.
Right.
So sometimes I would have to take a shower at the venue and get dressed there for the whole day. Because
wow. So y'all had like a tour bus?
No, we didn't, but B2K did, Pretty Ricky did.
Pretty Ricky was there too?
Yeah, so name all the artists that was there. So B2K, Pretty Ricky.
Pretty Ricky, Mario.
Ooh. Mario was there?
Mario was there.
Oh my God. No, wait. Don't do it. I love Mario. Yes.
I know, I love
He told me to make sure everyone knows that he loves black women.
Yes, Mario. Yes, Mario.
At some point, but he told me to make sure I tell people that.
Why? Was it like a rumor that?
I don't know. I don't know. I guess there was some confusion at some point, but he just wanted me to bring the word.
You got his number? Cause I
you got.
I got some questions. I need to know, like, what happened?
You have been single.
It don't even have to. We're gonna talk about the confusion with the statement. We're gonna talk about the confusion. That's how we're gonna start it off. Okay. I want to clear it up.
Anyway, who else was there?
Mario, you had Yin Yang Twins, Lloyd, Bobby Valentino, and Chinky.
Lloyd was there?
Yes. Oh, no! Calm down! Calm down! Calm down!
You have my moment.
I do have
hold on. She said she do have it now. Okay, so what's up with Lloyd now?
Well, me and Lloyd have been friends for over a decade. So I've been knowing Lloyd for a very long time. So, yeah.
So who else? We got Lloyd, and who else now? Who else was there?
Let's just say that I ain't gonna say who all numbers I got, but because it probably wasn't even in a romantic way, but I've connected with every single artist on this tour.
So just know
on a personal level.
When we leave tonight, if you don't see your phone, just know that.
Pick it up tomorrow.
Yeah, I'll drop it back off tomorrow.
All zero.
I have to look through.
It's my password. All zero. Do your thing.
I gotta see what's going on.
And everybody was so unique and so awesome in their own way. And I expected a lot of, I guess, egos. But it's all guys, and I'm a female, so ego is gonna be a little less because they like women.
Right.
But everybody was awesome.
Everybody was
So anybody was giving you extra eyes when you did? Like, looking at you like,
She probably not gonna say
you
no.
you fly.
Right.
Just give us a little back eyes. I mean, that means they was giving me.
Well, Mario said he checked me one night. I was trying to act like wasn't nobody looking at me. He said, Ziggy, every nigga on this tour done tried to holler.
Yeah, I bet.
I was like, huh?
You see him?
Game
You
last
see
night, and then he said, "Keep it real." Like, so my looking away didn't even make it. He's like, "Keep it real."
Right.
I was like, "What does that mean anyway?" Just whatever.
Tell Mario I said.
Mario.
How you doing?
Hi.
Right. How you doing? Like,
Everybody
boy.
was so awesome.
Hi.
How you doing? Everybody was awesome. Yeah.
Boy, this so fine.
Yes. He's got that little. I love Bobby Valentino though.
I
Bobby
like him,
Valentino,
but-
you were my favorite forever. Like,
Really?
what? Girl, I love him. No, that's not even. That's not just. That's you singing it wrong. You said slow down. Okay, I thought you said something. I'm about to say you singing it wrong.
Look, she trying to check in. She got it wrong.
My favorite song was the one when he sung about how'd you get in those jeans.
Which
That was my
one?
song.
Girl, tell me, how did you get that in those jeans?
Yes.
Yeah,
So,
I
how you doing, Bobby?
knew it.
How you doing? Yeah.
My favorite was Slow Down. Slow
That was my
down. I just want to get to know you.
Okay. Anyways, let's keep going.
Don't turn around.
Okay, get this done.
All this dancing she doing.
Nah, and I don't know how to dance.
But she wasn't doing
I
the
don't.
dancing thing. We
I
will talk
can't.
about that later. But anyway.
Yeah, I don't know how to
get
dance.
that later.
Legitly. But anyway. So
Yes, and so the experience, it was very tiresome, but it was so awesome. Everybody had such good energy. It's kind of like we became a family.
Right.
And even other people in other camps were like, I've been on so many tours, but I've never been, like, people were sad that the tour was over.
Of course, like, you guys bonded. It was like a family.
Yeah, and then Pledge of P at the end of the tour, he threw end of the tour party in Vegas. It was the best.
5 in the morning, and I would have funk
with you, girl.
Okay. I'm sorry.
It was awesome.
I can't imagine.
It was
oh
really
my God, the music. Pretty Ricky, they was up there getting it, the dancing.
I know all
that.
the moves.
You know all the moves.
I know
You
everybody.
want to show us one or two? You want to show us one or two? One or two? Y'all want it?
What was my
see
favorite?
Ziggy show us?
The one from
Okay, no.
from Omarion.
No.
Yes.
Mario.
No,
Oh wait.
What is it? Okay.
Oh my God! Look.
You know when you talk to
Yeah, I can't.
I don't do it that well, but
Try.
you cannot keep talking about it. Omarion taught me one of his moves personally.
Okay, go ahead, show
I was
us.
like, no, I don't do it that way. See, he
Do it. Like the pop, like
it's like boom, boom. Yeah, everybody. It was It's like this little tick. You know when oh come on, he said time and time again. Do what they will. So when it first comes on, it goes and then he starts singing and he does this little like step thing and it was awesome, but I can't do it.
right now, sliding across the floor right now.
He's sliding.
He cute too.
He have to dance. But his brother
Right, next time,
Orion
tell me
is
you going to
like
tour so I can pack my bag.
Yeah, like for real, absolutely.
We
We
come
could be
along.
like the traveling pants
podcast.
touring along with millennials.
Yes, you can meet me in some cities and hang out.
Yeah, for
We
real.
gonna do.
I'm actually a little bit upset that we
didn't do this time.
Yeah, my heart broke a little bit.
I'm sorry.
Cause when I seen you up there with Bobby, and I was like, yo, she got on a
She
whole
couldn't have anyway because we would have had to leave her because there ain't no telling. She would have then forgot about the podcast. Forgot about the podcast. Like, yeah, me and
It was really
Mario, we together now.
Right,
absolutely. Podcast by
Hey,
yourself.
Mario.
Oh, Lord.
At Bobby Valentino has the biggest personality, probably, of anybody on the tour. His personality is the biggest.
I seen something else.
Huh?
Nothing.
She said big.
I'm saying the personality, but when he had you locked up, when you had him behind, he had on them sweatpants and he was walking off, and he, you know what I'm saying? I was like, oh shoot, Bobby.
Well,
you know what I'm talking about.
I don't know, but
you seen the video.
Yeah, she was paying attention.
You damn right. Cause when I was first looking at Ziggy, cause I was like, damn, my girl got hit. No, for real. She had on the whole. You seen the cop outfit?
I seen it. I was like, that's Ziggy.
Right. I said, damn, my girl got sick. But when she had cuffed them and they was walking off, I seen all this and I was like, wait, what's going on? Why he was walking off? And I was like, yeah.
So you just curious.
I mean, he had on sweatpants. That's why they have a whole gray sweatpants Facebook page.
Really?
Yeah.
They got a gray sweat.
Don't act like you don't know, Tosh.
I don't know.
I mean, it's old now, so it ain't popping like when they
I
first.
heard this before.
Because we have had this discussion. You know about the gray
Let me get
sweatpants.
my phone in.
Nah. It's not even popping no more. Like when it like a year or so ago when the gray sweatpants group was created, yeah, it's popping.
So it's just like
the beard gang, you know the beard one.
Oh, beard. Yeah.
Like when it first came out, but right now, I mean, people posting it, but it ain't even
Everybody got
no more.
beards
Like
now,
when it first came out, everybody like, yo, you in the gray sweatpants? Like, no, I'm not. Add me in.
Okay, I gotta get on that because I don't know. Well, I mean, let's look now because I didn't know about it.
What you need to look for?
I just want to look.
She just trying to see what you talking about. That's it.
But when I was talking about Bob Valentino in the gray sweatpants, in the sweatpants, everybody looking at me like I'm crazy.
I don't know what you're talking about.
You know exactly what I'm talking about.
Anyway, back to what you said.
So
you want to
he probably has the biggest personality, Bobby Valentino. Let's do like if we could, you know, at the end of the school year day, everybody's most likely to be this.
Right.
Just yeah.
Okay.
So
he's got the biggest personality.
Who was this? Bobby. Okay.
Yin Yang twins are my absolute favorite people.
Yeah, are they hilarious?
They are hilarious.
They
feel like they're hilarious.
And they're so very humble and just so nice and
Yin
giving.
Yang in his name.
When I say they have every city rocking, I don't think they're gonna rock harder.
Listen, was it twerk? See, I got the Disney version. I'm singing the Disney version.
The Walmart album version.
The kids pop version.
They're like my favorite people.
Okay.
Just all around. I love them. Who else? You got Lloyd. Of course, Lloyd's my boy. Yeah. So always has been. We had a lot of I guess heart to hearts kind of. Because we've been friends for so long. Last time I saw him, he didn't have kids, and now he has 2. And
More babies?
Yeah.
Really?
I didn't know that though, but.
That's why you say yeah.
That's why I came back and said I didn't know that, but I felt like I knew.
You know what?
Pretty Ricky. This is my first time meeting all of them.
So how was that?
And I loved all of them.
So it just seemed like everybody on there was pretty much great. Like it was like a great group to tour with. Because sometimes you hear people go on tour and people be like, oh, they was conceited, or this person was whack. Like as far as personality, or they were like divas. You didn't have none of those on the tour.
I felt like all of them were divas, but that's because I'm not famous.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They're famous. They're used to having certain things in their room, so certain things aren't in the room. They're like, well, why isn't this in the room? So I don't know if you can necessarily say that they're divas, but yeah, they're just celebrities. But some of them will surprise you, and you'll be like, well, why are you going to get your own food? I'm like, oh, it's right up the street. I'm just gonna go get it. You're like, oh, that's tough.
Okay, so some of them was just like, I'm just gonna get.
Like, yeah, they just do stuff. It's cool. Slickum was really humble and down to earth.
Ashley said Mario was definitely a diva.
Mario is the diva?
Sometimes. Like, I feel like he gets turn it on, you can turn it off.
Sandra, I'm gonna give your daughter my phone. If we have any questions,
That's good, right?
I can't.
if we have any questions,
It's her favorite word.
just
She
let us
love it.
know.
Alright.
Mindy said, "Hey Ziggy." I don't know if you know Mindy, but she did.
Makeup artist?
Yes.
Hey, Mindy girl.
Yay! So Mindy was like,
How
"Hey
you doing?"
Ziggy."
Yes, I love Mindy.
Hey Mindy.
I
Okay,
miss
so
you.
Mindy is like, hi Mindy.
Who else? So Ashley said more. Ashley was there too. My best friend Ashley, she was there, and she was my right hand. So
She also said be honest.
he was.
Okay,
Diva ish.
Okay,
But
so
he
Mario
still
was
cool,
the
too.
diva.
And maybe we saw him being a diva from a distance, but with us, he was not a diva.
cool. Okay.
We have
Right.
another question.
He would come up to us and speak to us before we would speak to him.
Right. What's the question?
Gary Holmes said, "Who is that in the middle?"
Oh, that's an old question. This is Ziggy. If I don't know if you was in the opening, but this
I'm
is
a
our
drug
girl
girl.
Ziggy.
What?
Ziggy. Entrepreneur, mother, college graduate,
Man,
you
worker, author,
yes,
soon to be psychologist, doctor.
right, all the above.
I'm still not married though.
Entrepreneur,
Single.
business
Almost. No.
owner. Don't forget business owner.
She said entrepreneur.
I said entrepreneur.
Yeah.
I'm in these streets.
Yes, doing that. Let's talk a little bit about you just throwing it out there. Y'all got that battery store.
Okay, so this is what happened with the battery thing.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to throw him under the bus. My brother who was doing it with me just kind of wasn't as hard of a worker as I was. So we just kind of parted ways.
With that.
But yeah, I have multiple businesses though. I have vending machines throughout Orlando.
Yes.
I don't know. I just
You just dabbling.
well, I'm not doing that anymore. But
You're not doing a battery no more.
no,
So batteries out.
Batteries are out.
So vending
I've had a
machines.
cleaning company. I started a cleaning company years and years ago, and I kind of took a break on it for a while, but I picked that back up, and I plan to put that in other cities also.
Nice.
I have a lot of plans. I got other things that are coming. I have made so many connections on tour that I'm getting ready to utilize those off tour. So I have a lot of good things coming.
Good connections.
in the future.
Yes.
So
Smart.
Yes. Like networking even while working. Yes. So that's what you do.
always, and it's natural. Like I usually don't go anywhere with like the intention of networking, but the way my personality is, and I'm just
It's just easily like.
Yeah.
it's like a magnet.
Right.
Right.
Once you get your energy right, you're like a magnet
Yeah.
to opportunity,
Yup.
to good people, to what? Oh shoot, my boobies are out.
It wasn't that.
Thick girl problems.
Yeah,
I
thick
wouldn't
girl. I
know
don't know nothing about
I don't know. I
that.
got
You wouldn't know nothing about
I got thick. Look.
I'm trying to catch up. I'm trying to catch up.
Because on the live, you could see a girl.
So yes, I am an entrepreneur. What else?
Soon to be author, or have you?
The book is done.
Oh, it's done.
And I've even started working on other books that I want to come after that. I'm just in the process now of talking to different publishing companies, seeing which way I want to go. Do I want to self-publish or do I want to have a publishing company? Because there's benefits to both.
Right.
Self-publishing, I own every single
Everything.
thing. Like everything comes back to me, but I also have to do all the marketing and
I was gonna say it's harder
promoting
to-
alone. And I don't have the connections with bookstores and different outlets and media outlets. But when you have a publishing company,
They do all of that.
like you get blown up overnight because they have connections with everywhere. You know what I'm saying? All the bookstores, all the media outlets that care about all the new books. So it's just a decision that I
You
have to make.
It's done though, because when
Book
we
is done.
talk, when we had the last podcast, it was in the works.
It was in the works.
It was in the works. I don't even
done.
think.
What's the name of the book for them called?
Reclaiming the
Throne.
throne.
That's
Remember
right.
Reclaiming
That's
the Throne? Yes.
As the rightful queens of our culture.
Yes. Remember, I had snapped up for reclaiming the throne the last time we said reclaiming.
You gotta reclaim it.
Yes.
We definitely.
And so, what exactly? Just give us a synopsis of what you mean by reclaiming the throne.
So when I say reclaiming the throne, we're already queens. We just forgot, and no one has taught us this. See, it's all about the psychology of the mentality of the woman who raised the woman who raised the woman who raised you. So, and that goes all the way back to slavery. That is the mentality. A certain mentality was passed down to us from our ancestors, and it was never one that was passed down in other cultures. Other race of women have never dealt with the same issues as women of color. And the book explains everything, but I just started doing research about African American women's history in America like 7 years ago. And I found that African American women have had the harshest history of any other race of woman in America. And we still hold that same mentality today.
Right.
We don't usually have protection. We don't have provision. Right. We don't have a lot of the different things from the men in our culture that women in other cultures have from their men. And then we were just raised to be strong. Right. Don't let anybody take advantage of you. Don't let anybody talk to you any kind of way. We're so insecure because society has made us insecure because we're black, so therefore we are nothing. And we believe it. So we act like that every day. That's why if you're riding past me in your car and you look at me, I'm like, what you looking at? You could have been looking at my earrings and saying, oh, she has some nice earrings on.
We sizing each other up. Yeah. Competition.
Always. And it shouldn't be that way. So I just feel like that is affecting our families, all of our relationships, business, personal, period.
Right.
We don't know how to treat our men don't know how to treat us. And then we just pass the same thing down to our children.
To break the cycle.
Yep.
Exactly. We have to start building wealth. We have to start dating intelligently.
Yes.
So if you're dating someone that does not have things that you would like to see your child inherit, let's not date them. Let's not procreate with them, because then we're going to create an elite class of African American people.
Right.
When we date intelligently.
Right. And that's what I've been teaching since Talene is now in that age where dating and boys is a thing. We've been talking about that a lot lately, where I've been telling her, like, you have to date smart. So I was saying, I'm not going to say, okay, you got to date somebody with money, because I don't want to be on here acting like, like gold digging. But you need to date somebody with goals, with real life goals, with real life things. Like, you have to. And so she was like, Mom, what about love? And I said, love is good. I'm not saying not to love.
Don't pay no bills.
But
don't pay no bills.
If you are, and like I told her, I said, if you're interested in love, which we all are.
That is why we're on this
love
planet.
But let me tell you, I told her, you need to date smart. You need to date in places where you are around men that are of a certain stature. Like, you can't go to Beecham. Not saying that people with money.
Why you can't go to Beecham?
Because you're most likely not going. I mean, I'm not.
So what's
taking away
dating smart? I
don't. You in school. You in law school.
Dating smart.
Dating someone that you know whose life path is going to be successful.
Right. Whether we like to believe it or not, like you are born with the gift to judge for a reason. Judging is we're not God, but judging keeps you out of certain circles. It keeps you away from certain people. You need to be able to judge or have discernment,
intuition,
and know where the people that you are dating are going.
Right.
Now, it's simple psychology. If a man comes to your house with his pants hanging off his butt, he dropped out of high school, that's not dating.
Absolutely.
It ain't nothing wrong with him. He might get on track, but right now ain't the time.
Right.
But me and you.
Right.
So if a guy has his stuff together. He's in school. He's working. He's focused. He's dedicated. He ain't out here making a whole bunch of babies. He's not out here trying to date a whole bunch of women, or you know what I'm saying? Like he not riding around in his car with his friends drinking and with guns and stuff. Yeah. Like it's certain things
you gotta date smart.
You should stay away from. Yeah. And let's not act like there aren't certain things you should stay away from.
Yeah.
And what are your goals? Have someone who has goals that, like, okay, we can both work on our goals together. We going here with ours.
Right. And it's true. Like I said, I've been talking to Talene a lot about that lately because, you know, at the end of the day, I don't want for her to be at a place where I am now, figuring out so late. Do you could you imagine if all the things that I'm literally doing in my life right now, if I tapped into those things at her age, you know, like, do you know where I would be right now
in life?
Like,
and I'm fearless. If I had my stuff together now, like I should have, like in my early 20s, I always had my stuff together. I had a child young, and that threw me all the way off.
Yeah.
But if I had not had a child, I would probably be rich, living overseas somewhere. I probably wouldn't even be in America.
Right.
Because I would
never know. You know. Well, they say life is what we make it. So
that's true.
It's never too late.
Never too late.
As long as you acknowledge it, you understand it, you see where you're at, and you try to fix it, straighten it from there on. That's all that matters at this point. So you can just tell Talene, hey, if anything, allow Talene to have her youth. And
she can have her youth. But she's still gonna date. Let me tell you, my friend was telling me about a story because she teaches, and I think it was like a Jewish family or whatever the case may be. So she was telling me a story how the daughter came home or wanted to date a guy and he didn't have his life together, and the mom looked at her and said, "No, you're not." She said, "Can this man provide to you the same lifestyle your dad has provided for you?" No, he can't. At the end of the day, like, I feel like, I loved someone that had equal or less than what I had, but now they're gone and look at me. Like, I struggled to get my life to where it is. You know what I'm saying? Like, it shouldn't have to be that way. Then you get with people who have that mentality that they don't care, they're not going to take care of their kids, and then you end up stuck on your own raising, and then all the financial obligations is left on you. Now let's talk about you dating someone who has a little bit of bread or has their life together. You're gonna get something back from that. Like, they're gonna take care of their child.
Your life will be different.
Your life will be different.
Your child's life will be different.
It will be different. Like, for someone who had their child young, cause just like, you know, we all three, you know, had kids young, whatever the case may be. Now, I had Talene with someone that doesn't really care about being there financially, physically, emotionally, and what did she get from that?
And this is what mama's baby's daddy's maybe. So now you got to pick up the slack.
No, that's what I'm saying. But I didn't know.
So what was you when you dated that person? When you were dating that person? What at that time was going on in your
love? I was young. Love.
There was
young
something you were missing in your household.
Right.
You got from that boy.
Young love. Young and dumb. You feel like this is what life is. You know what I'm saying? This is what life is about. You in love. You whatever. You living your best life.
Was your mom a single mother?
She was, but she got married shortly, so I didn't really experience too long of a span of her being single. You have a question?
I have a comment that I think you guys would like to hear.
Okay.
All right. So Shirley said, no more dating dusties. Wanting a man who is established is not being a gold digger. Most dudes who are worried about gold diggers usually don't have
a damn thing.
Women need to stop allowing broke men to shame them into lowering their standards. I have my own standards, and at this stage in my life, I'd rather stay single than date a man who isn't at least meeting my annual salary.
I don't know if I agree with
her
that.
comment is way too long, Micaiah.
There's one last sentence.
Okay.
Hopefully we can get a place where Dusties only get love from other Dusties.
Dusty.
Okay. That's usually how
she's killing me with that. The Dusty.
Some people get
Dusty.
My opinion. I'll give my opinion. I'll let you go.
Go ahead.
As far as the annual salary thing,
yeah.
I don't know if I necessarily agree with that, but I get what you're saying. Everybody has what their needs are to be met, so that's for you. For teachers on. Necessarily, I think sometimes we as women, we do a little bit too much. And that's why a lot of us are single. I don't see, now, in case y'all guys did not know, there's like 20 to 30 women to one man now. So what you don't take, somebody else will take, okay? Women out there sharing men nowadays, so it don't bother them.
They know it.
But the thing is, and I'm not saying to lower your standards, because, nobody wants somebody that's broke. And when I say broke, meaning like you don't have any ambitions, you don't have no goals. But you can have somebody that's rich with their mindset. You see what I'm saying? They don't have to make the same thing I'm making off, but at least know where they're trying to be at within the next couple years, or where they're trying to get to. And we as women, we're supposed to be, as in a relationship, we're supposed to be a team. You push me, I push you. We work that way. When you work together, it's the money, all of that. It comes. It comes naturally, and it's a much bigger. You get more. How you say, a bargain for your buck. You know what I'm saying? Bang for your buck. For your buck. So I don't think we should scrutinize or look at anybody different because, okay, well, I'm making $65,000 and you're only making $45,000. I can't talk to you, buddy, because you are not at my standards. He's a good guy. He takes care of home. He takes care of whatever. He may have one child, but he's good. He knows what he wants to get to, but you want to eliminate him because he makes, $20,000 less than you do. You're gonna be single for a very long time. That's just my opinion. But you should date for potential. There you go.
Wait. But now they have a saying out here that if you date potential, you're probably setting yourself up for someone who they will never be. You love it.
I'm just trying to get a better.
Stop.
You can't even be single alive.
I can't. You have this new saying out that people are saying, if you date potential, you're probably setting yourself up for dating somebody that they will never be. How do you feel about that statement saying dating for potential?
Well, you have to be smart enough, and you have to be intuitive enough to really see the future with that person. Do you think they can really be that? Now, they can show potential, but you have to believe that they have potential too.
Right.
Michelle Obama said Barack Obama worked for Michelle when they met. He was an intern for her.
Oh,
see that? He ran the whole country.
Right. Okay.
So he had potential, and he got to where he wanted to be. He knew he wanted her, and she was down for the ride.
Stand behind your man.
So at that time when she met him, he didn't have money. He didn't have. He had potential. He had a degree. He had a plan. He had a goal.
He had a rich mindset.
So what do you guys feel about, because I know this is another thing, like when Michelle met Obama, they were young. They were younger.
Like 28 or something.
They were young. So now a lot of people in our age group, they feel more so like, okay, I'm in my late 30s or whatever the case may be. Do I have time to date someone with potential? Because it's different now.
It's different. Wait around all day.
What Shirley said. Shirley said dating for potential, not after the age of 25. Okay, I'm sorry.
That late? Yeah, you got to.
That's what I'm saying. At this point in our life. Okay?
You got to show us.
Okay, so we gonna say, because like I said with Pataline, she can date for potential. She's young. She can use the intuitive side. Yeah, they can. They're, the younger generation. But for us, who's like pushing the 40s, dating potential is kind of like
I'm pushing 20. I don't know what you're talking
about.
Yeah, I'm pushing 33.
Listen,
my mom was 30.
We getting up there. So dating for potential.
No, it's understandable because I'm in a rush mode too. I'm like, hello, hurry up. But you
can't do that.
You can't really do that.
A lot of very successful men usually don't get there until after they're 40. Sam Walton didn't create Walmart and make it big till he was like late 40s. A lot of these people who changed the world don't do so until after 40.
Right.
So if you need someone that is younger and is successful or blew up overnight like a lot of celebrities kind of do, that is not normal. That's a once in a lifetime type of thing. And usually people who give money, that much money while they're young, are broke by the time they're our age.
Right.
Men who are very successful usually are not so until later in life.
Right.
So the chances of us meeting someone whom already has their stuff together is, we have a greater probability of that happening, because men, usually have it together a little more by our age, and they can provide.
And most men want to be able to know that they have everything set and their goals met before they even try to give someone that life anyway. So,
They do. I think that's backwards of them.
No,
but they do. They like to be like,
they don't want to, real men, real dudes. That's why I said men, not boys.
You're right.
They want to make sure before they can cater to any woman, they have all their stuff together. So their mindset is not, like, they might dibble and dabble with little chicks on the side, but when it comes to locking someone down and, holding down to real responsibility,
I think it's kind of a selfish thing though too.
You think?
Well, I think actually, if you look at it, well, yeah, they're trying to play with everybody else.
Play no more.
But they look at it too as if, why am I, I'm looking at this woman right here, and she has, yada yada yada, I need to take care of. I'm not gonna come to her with no, BS. I make sure my stuff is together. Especially if you see someone that's like, yeah, I gotta make sure my stuff is together. Now, if they coming to you with the side stuff, that means you already you side piece type thing.
Yeah.
No, but you can have, like, you can not influence, but you can change someone's perspective.
You can.
Like, you can be that woman
to make him make
that change. To make him make that change, So I won't say, okay, if someone that's focused on their career or the goal, I feel like they can potentially, they can change their perspective along the way, because some people have that influence on
a man told me men are usually ready to settle down around like mid-30s.
I think that may have boosted up a little bit now since the time changed, like the way life has changed. I think that may have kind of
to what?
I don't know, 45, 50, 60.
And you're like, boy, sit down.
Like, I don't feel like it is mid-30s anymore, because
some men are younger and ready to settle down. I see that a lot too. It's not.
What do y'all think about that though?
What?
Like somebody young, ready to settle down. You would go for it?
I mean, what do you mean? Okay,
for us to date somebody younger?
Yeah,
that's ready to settle down. I don't know, because
you wouldn't date somebody younger than you?
I have dated younger, but yeah, because of course we're like, I look young, but I'm obviously not young, so a lot of young guys approach me, and I have dated younger, but I feel like what potentially happens, because now I'm also meeting a lot of younger guys, guys that's younger, but they don't have any kids, so
they don't know the responsibility.
They don't know the responsibility. Like, sometimes they can't get it. You know what I'm saying? When you have kids and you have that type of obligation, and then it's like everything that involves in being a parent, they can't really relate to it. So it becomes like a situation. You want to go out to, every weekend, and I got kids that I have to cater. I can't go out every weekend. Yeah, they can't understand why. You know what I'm saying? That's just an example. That wasn't what, the situation was. But I just feel like sometimes, and it's not all, I'm sure you have younger men, but then I feel like if you settle down too young, then you feel like you missed something.
So what's the age?
As far as me, but
what's the youngest?
That is up to the person. Some people are ready to settle down younger. That is just what they like. They don't want to be out.
They don't want to be in
the street.
What age what's the youngest you would date?
I don't know.
What if somebody could be like 24 years old?
Nah, 24, that's too young.
How do you know he ain't together?
He could be together, but that's just too young for me. Like, at 24.
24? That's not 24. Well, how old are you again?
You dating somebody 24?
Well, how old are you? Exactly. we the same age. So if you ain't dating somebody 24, why I'm dating somebody 24?
But would you date somebody older than you though?
If is a cap.
I absolutely would. I like guys that are older.
I've dated older, so
what's the cap? 55?
Ooh, no.
They don't usually talk 52. To you. It's usually guys younger.
You do 52?
No. 52.
So you going too far.
Right.
What's wrong with 52?
I'm like sugar daddy.
But like, what are we going to do?
We get a nice 52 old man looking nice.
I think my cap is
looking like Denzel Washington and come in and take you. I bet you if he looked like Denzel Washington, you'll say, oh, you 52?
No. You know what? It's also about the vibe.
Yeah.
So if his vibe is right?
If the vibe is right, like I don't know what's in store for me. Like I of course we all have our like preference.
Right.
But because we have a preference, that doesn't mean that's what God has in store for us. I have a preference, but if I met somebody that was I wouldn't say that 52 is pushing it. Well, let's say
that's your
45.
Husband, throw him away.
Let's say 45.
Yeah, let's do
early to mid. Right, like you going way out there. I'm not.
So you still push
45. Yeah, we gonna do 45. So if
she lying,
45.
So whatever husband was just out there, see, he was like, dang.
But listen, let's just say, since you want to push 52 so much, let's use 52.
Okay.
Let's say my husband is 52, and I don't know it. I meet this 52-year-old man. He's like Denzel, whatever, out here in these city streets, and we connect and we vibe, and
then the age doesn't matter.
Then the age wouldn't matter. Like,
so the age don't matter then when you.
But listen, that's because you vibe. This is a connection. But in real life, I'm not trying to go 52.
You need to see. That's why you shouldn't even. The answer would have been, I don't matter the age at this point.
No, I
now you can't go back. How you gonna go back? Because we vibing, so you never.
No, I mean, because you never know. But I would prefer somebody that's more in my age gap.
You can't vibe like that.
That's what's wrong with y'all women. Y'all
and my age gap. But I'm not limiting myself to it. If I meet someone that,
put caps on it.
Ziggy, you laughing. What's your age cap?
Yeah, what's
over here laughing? 55?
Look,
I went a little higher.
Oh, she don't got no cap?
55? No, I was 40s is decent,
right.
But I
thought you had your time.
No, I'm agreeing.
40s is decent, but they usually don't talk to me. And then usually if you meet a man in his 40s, he's already married. And but you know what I'm saying? So
they have more sense. The older men have more sense.
Well,
right. I take that back. They don't. There's some of them that
you got a question? That's not always true. I have met some men that are older than me who don't have as much sense as guys who I've dated that were younger than me. The man and his maturity is never like a certain age. There's never like a set age to where they just start to become mature. Every man is different. Some men mature earlier, some men mature later. Some men know what they want earlier in life, some men don't know until later.
So we have Shirley said, date older, you'll always be younger than him. As men get older, they want younger women.
And then they dry up and then you can take the insurance.
Good Shirley girl.
Shirley know what she talking about. Shirley got this right, yo. Shirley's like, yo, y'all sit there and be dry and broke, okay? Ain't nobody broke over here. She like, I'm getting everything I want. Shirley girl, I feel you right now.
Where they at, Shirley?
Shirley, where you be meeting them at? Cause listen,
Shirley, where you be meeting them at, girl? She's my LOL.
Barbara, this is Shirley.
Right. Let me find out, honey, where? Because do you guys, can y'all relate?
Let me ask y'all a question.
What is your cat?
Yeah, what's your cat?
Let's see, I don't have a cat.
Oh, okay. SugarDaddy.com.
That's what I'm about to get to. I don't have a cat, right? Because my thing is, you never know. Okay, I'm lying. I have a cat.
She do got a cat.
Old and dried up. I can't deal with it.
Can't do it.
I can't.
Still fine.
I can't.
Right.
But at the same time, if there's an older man out there, sometimes they cherish you a little more. Even though I get kind of offended though, because old man always trying to holler at me.
Really?
Nobody all the time.
And I hear young guys.
I get offended, right? So I hear all the time, oh, you're so pretty, blah, blah, blah. You know, men get in the inbox and they talk to me around our age group. Mm-hmm. But I'm like, nobody talks to me.
You know,
people talk to
me. You don't need nobody to talk to you.
No, I don't need nobody to talk to me.
Right.
Your favorite word. You love it. But anyway, approach. I sound like Aisha.
I felt like that before.
Nobody.
I was
Nobody approaches me like my issue.
Something.
You know how you in the supermarket? You know you want to feel. You know. I'm on the whole.
I think it's Central Florida. I think it's Central Florida because when I go home, guys are like it's different. Here, it's like these men here are bougie. Like they want you.
They want mixed up girls.
You know, I think they sometimes get intimidated. Somebody please tell me because nobody in my age group talks to me. I have to reach out and hey,
if you're too confident,
but they be in the box talking about you look nice and I like whatever. But in my mind, I'm like, with the older guys on the road.
They be ready.
They be ready for it. Like, how you doing? Hey, how you doing?
What Billy you want me to be?
You're looking like Billy.
What Billy you trying to do? Hey,
how you doing, baby? And I'm thinking to myself, why? Like, what is written on my head?
Well, I think, so we have the reverse, because that's what I say when the young guys, I'll be like, why? Like, why? Like,
I'm so turned off, too. Like, and it's just I'm not into the younger dude stuff, like with the pants hanging off the butt and then all the chains, and then I'm just past that in life. Like I want somebody that's clean cut, smell good, maybe button down some jeans, and you just doing too much.
Oh, we got type of people.
So
anyway, I was getting back to my before because I was getting comfortable now. Mm-hmm. So I was getting y'all heard about SugarDaddy.com?
Yeah,
I have heard about that.
SugarDaddy.com.
Is that like real? Like is there really sugar daddies?
Yeah, it's real. It's a website.
But are there really sugar daddies?
Yeah, there's real sugar daddies. Girl, I was seeing them in the store. Like I see women. Okay, so me and my homegirl, I ain't gonna say no name. She know who she is too much. We was at IKEA one day. We was shopping, and we seen this girl. Like we looking at this girl, like boobs was done, titties done, butt was done. She had her little, Celine bag, and you could tell she was, kind of from a little hood, because she really didn't know. Like she knew Celine bag, so I want one of those. But then she had on Victoria's Secret pink outfit. So in my mind, I was like, yeah, with some sneakers. So in my mind, I'm like, yeah, she just getting it. Anyway, besides the point, she had like a little, the man looked like Bill Gates, and he was walking around. He was like, what do you want? And then she was like, I want that, and that. And that, so apparently, they was hooking up her little, her little apartment or whatever, moving. Mm. But me and my friend is sitting there looking like, what's wrong with us? Like nobody, what's the? And she gave us that look like. And I've been in supermarkets before. I seen other women, black women, and they be in there. And they shopping with a little basket and a little white man behind.
I'm always paying for my own.
Yeah, and I'm looking like
I think is. And
I get you one of these, honey.
I think it's the way we act. I think it's the way we act.
We don't come across as needy.
So I think it's.
I think they just love it because they're little fragile little white men, and they be with these voluptuous looking black girls, and they just hood too, and they love it. They be at the dinner table with them, and I'm looking like, so I've seen it too many times. So I done looked at the site a couple times.
The SugarDaddy.com.
See what's going on. But. There are really people out there like that. Now, I don't know if they, whatever, but there are really people out there like that do that. So I watched the site. It's a YouTuber. I forgot what her name is. But I've actually started watching this girl. This girl tells you how to date sugar daddies. She's been doing it all her life. She jumped out a couple cars and, she had to escape a couple times. But homegirl's living life dangerously. But it's amusing to listen to her. So she talks about the site you can go on, and you could. It's called rate your date something. No, name your price or something like that. Ooh. So you go on a date, but they bid on you.
Oh wow!
So they go on there and bid on you like, all right, $200 take you out. You like, nah, $250, and they be like, okay, so you got, and then and then they got to give you the cash. You exchange the cash before you go on the date. Yeah, girl, she be making her quick money like that on it, girl. I gotta find the girls YouTube. But anyway, what y'all think about that? What y'all think about that? Because that's some real deal stuff. I mean, I see it with my own eyes. I see women out there like getting stuff.
I see it too. And they ask men for stuff, and men give it to them. I don't even know how to ask a man for anything.
Me and you
both.
I
just don't even know.
Me and you both.
My mom she left that out.
Right. If somebody buy me, go supersize on a meal, I'm excited. You know what I'm saying? Like you want extra, you want a bigger fry.
Baby, you want 10 nuggets instead of 5?
Oh my God! He got me 10 nuggets instead of 5. So yeah, I get excited. I get excited for any little extra thing. But
but see, that's
there's someone out there that actually. I look like a fool right now.
That's something that she taught me.
Oh my God!
It's gonna be real fast. It's related to the topic.
No, you think
she loves it. But I think we got it all wrong. Like, we are the freaking prize. We shouldn't feel like how we feel when someone does something that they're supposed to be doing anyway.
Yes.
Like, that's not the way it's supposed to be. We're the prize. And I think we forgot that along the way. Like, we are the prize. Like, where's the disconnect that we have to feel excited? Because I know we're being extra with what we're saying as far as like, we get a supersized. I know we're being extra with
situations like.
But I'm saying like,
somebody try to take me to get some fries, it's on and popping.
Okay. I feel like it's a disconnect in dating. Like, I was talking to a guy the other day, and it was like he selected a date. Like I picked the day, whatever the case may be. He selected a date, and I'm looking at the spot like, okay. So I say to him, that's an interesting date option. I didn't want to tell him like, nah, we not, whatever. So he ended up switching. Right, he ended up switching the venue or whatever the case may be. But we later on talked about it, and I was explaining to him like, at the end of the day, if you take me to McDonald's, right, and we have McDonald's dates and we do all that, whatever, and then we start being intimate or whatever the case may be, you done bought me off of McDonald's. You know what I'm saying? So why would you feel like later on down the line you're gonna give me anything more?
See, no, he knew he was gonna give you nothing more. That's for you. That ain't.
No, but that's what I'm saying. But
you was a whole happy.
But you love it. But that's what I'm saying.
I mean, so now the mess up is with you.
No,
because you
ain't
somebody the happy meal, and you went on a date and did yada yada yada. So he's like,
that's what she's trying to say. We need.
But that's what I'm saying. I'm not saying that it's happening. What I'm saying is, we need to set the expectations from the door, because whatever expectations we setting from here is what we're gonna get, and later on down the line, they're not going to give us anything more because they already got everything here. Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. We need to set the expectation. It doesn't have to be about gold digging or anything like that. I just feel like
it doesn't even have. It's just to see where I look at it like you don't want to be like, oh, you have to take me. If you're not taking me here, then garbage. I think it's more of the intentions of the person. I think it's even, you have some men, even if they take the time out to know who you are, to observe who you are. So let's just say maybe you love McDonald's. Maybe you love McDonald's, okay? You might love McDonald's or Starbucks, whatever. That's your favorite place. You crazy about it. And they just, you know what? I'm going to take you to Starbucks today, brother. Take you to Starbucks. Oh my God. You taking me to Starbucks?
It's thoughtful.
It's just the fact that the intention. Yeah, so you have to look at it all different ways. I think we just really can't look at it from material things and luxury. We all want that. I think that comes though, right, as we, you know what I mean, as the relationship grows, the friendship grows.
Well, I did learn from my last relationship, it's not all about the material things though, because I was with somebody that was helping, and he was more financially hands-on. You know what I'm saying? If I needed something, you want it, you got it, stuff like that. But I could not connect with the person. I could not. Like, there was nothing.
The connection.
Literally, there was nothing that this man. And in that situation, I learned
connection.
It's not. It's like it's a hole.
Without connection,
I could not
intimacy. That don't work here because there's no connection. We don't have anything. There's nothing to vibe off of. So it's just random, and that's not gonna work. So for me, connection is on top of the line. Communication, next. You know what I mean? We can't have conversations and talk. And, to my best friend out there,
and compatibility.
You watching? We have, you get on my nerves sometimes, but we have conversations, and the conversations is what buys me. Because I look at sometimes, if the person cares about you, how much do they care about you? Be able to say, speak on things that maybe you're going through, maybe things you need to be guided on. Those are things that mean a lot more. Now, can I look at, be like, I want this, I want that, I want this. Something we have, women, we do that. But sometimes you have to look at the real value of the person too, the intentions of the person, and learn that person and what they're trying to accomplish with you. And because you're a team, you're building a team. So if they're pushing you, and when you need to be pushed, you need to push them where they need to be pushed. That's what's important.
Yeah, that connection
and the communication.
It's everything. Females, we are driven emotionally. So, and whereas men, they can separate emotions from sexual encounter.
Right.
Women, we have to be emotionally
connected.
Into you before we will want to be sexual with you, and we have to like be together. We have to cohabitate with these people, and we're completely different. And that's what the relationship between a man and a woman is, the most important relationship in the world. It can make and break a family, it can make and break a culture, it can make and break so many things, but it is the hardest one to master.
Yes.
And that is why I do all the research I do, because the black family is becoming extinct, and I want us to learn how to sever those ties and coexist. Yeah. It's the hardest relationship to master, but it is the most important relationship for all of humanity. We are humanity. And
go ahead.
Ziggy,
your daughter loves it so much. She's hilarious, yo. No, the better healthier our relationships, the healthier our families and our children will be, and our children will grow up and be healthier mentally. Financial intelligence is another very, very important topic that we have been doing all wrong all of our lives, and we got to get that together. But I had a question to ask you guys. What?
I should have started talking. I forgot it.
You forgot?
Once I get it, I'm going to ask you again. But
okay.
So I definitely feel that we need to master our relationships between men and women, because it can make and break.
And it's not mastered, honey. I'm still trying to figure it out. Like,
we all are.
Jesus. Like, what?
We all are.
What? Like, and I just be like, I always say something wrong. Like, I don't know what it is.
You got to get my book, girl.
I'm going to get it. Because I just, it don't matter. Like, I think
you take it there.
Like, I guess. I'm like, I just always say something wrong. I'm like, dang.
It's probably not wrong if he perceives it as wrong, but I've done a lot of research about the male psychology also, just so we women can understand these people.
Right.
Because we don't understand them, they don't understand us.
They don't.
But we are the queens of the culture. So therefore,
I
feel we take it upon ourselves to understand, to keep it together. The best advice I ever got while I was on my quest for information was from an older lady. She said, baby girl, there are some things that you're going to have to do to keep your family together that a man could never do. And I knew when she said that meant, exactly why we have to understand them. Because only we can do it to keep it together. Right. If you're blessed with a man who wants to understand you and he wants to listen and talk and work things out, that's awesome. That is great. And there are some out there, but we got to understand them. Just so we can learn how to coexist.
That's true.
Yeah, I think that's the understanding of things. I think that's the disconnect sometimes between women and men. Women don't want to take the time to understand men's psychology.
We want men,
and men don't want to take the time out to learn our psychology. Yeah. So we always disconnect, just like they said. Like, it will. I've witnessed this myself, where in my head, like, I might send somebody. Okay, he went to go get something to eat, right? In my head, he's supposed to bring me back something to eat.
So you ain't saying.
So I ain't say nothing.
He come back with food.
I ain't say nothing. I'm just like, okay. So when they come now with the food and nothing there for me, it's like, wait, I'm mad.
Where's my food? food.
But where my food?
Like, you ain't
but I'm a mind reader.
Right, I feel like you supposed to know though. If you hungry, I'm hungry too. Like, what you mean? Like, are you dumb?
And see, mine is completely opposite. Like, I dated a guy who would go on business meetings and he would eat and go out to a restaurant and bring back leftovers, come to the house and eat the leftovers in front of me, not bring me anything. And I didn't see anything wrong with it. And then after I stopped dating that guy, I dated someone who, whenever he went out anywhere to eat, he always called me and asked me, "Baby, you hungry? What you want to eat?" And then after a while, he stopped even asking me. He just knew what I liked and then started bringing. And I was like, "What is wrong with him?" So so you know what I'm saying. So
I think it's what we are, and not only that, it's just about the exposure. What are we exposed to? If you don't know any different, then you feel like it's okay. Like, okay, you go out to eat, you come back. You don't ask me if I want nothing to eat. You come, you warm up your leftovers and eat, and I'm cool because I feel like, okay, that's just alright. But that's what you exposed to. But then when you get something that's like, okay,
like, I know
this how I really supposed to be.
I know. You be like, wow,
like,
you
about
me?
Yeah.
I mean, I get excited about the littlest things like that.
Me too.
Food and I didn't ask. It's like,
they see that's
like,
like,
we the real MVP.
Oz is batting everywhere. Like,
what you want, baby? Because I'm giving it to you. What you want?
You want it?
Excited.
I got it. You want it? I got it. Yes.
So and that's interesting. And I love being brought food way better than that. So
the food ain't going nowhere though, but in your hips and butt. Same place would be good to go, but mine be it just keep getting stuck right here. Like, stuck. Oh Jesus, girl, we ain't even gonna go into that. By the way, we're talking about that. Me and Tasha went to. You should have came, girl.
I saw that.
We went to shout out. I had to wear the shirt today.
Yeah. Oh, I didn't even realize.
Shout out to Rob. Succulent leg.
Hey, girl.
Oh, that was so fun.
Shout out to Rob. You know, the little shirt. You like it. You like that.
That's the shirt.
Cute.
So she worked the heck out of us.
Yes.
We did a heels class.
Yes, we did.
And you know, me and Tasha was struggling, not struggling. I'm not we were struggling.
We were struggling.
She didn't only do dancing, but she did like a whole, you know, like it's like a little therapy, you know, women stick together. Cause which is true, cause she's like a lot of women, you know, we bash each other. We so busy sizing up each other. But it's like we need to come together, and instead of doing all of that, like, you know, hey, we all here for a reason. Everybody has their insecurities. And you know, she just made affirm with us that we're beautiful either way it went. You know how great we are, what we want to accomplish, our goals, and you would think, oh, we do this with dancing. You wouldn't think, put that in mind, but it made us feel so much like more comfortable. Yeah, at ease.
If,
like,
if I was there, I would have felt better.
Yeah, you see, because you missed that part.
Yeah,
everybody, we had that part. She made a little chant with us and a little, you know, and we was like, oh my god. But anyway, yeah, she, you know, that was all ready for the dancing, and we stepped into that, and it just makes you feel like more confident of a person, and it was good. It was really good. Don't mind, like I said, I'm in pain right now, but it was really good. Can't wait for her to come back, and I really want to thank her again because she really came out, you know, and outdid herself. It actually cost her more just to get here than she even made back, but for her, it didn't matter, and that's what I like about her. It was more just bonding and leaving us with something, and then go, you know, yeah, it's like more like, it's like she said, it was more of a quality, but by quantity, you know what I'm saying? So she just wanted to make sure everybody bonded, and she left us with something, and she did. She left me in pain, and
it was a good experience. I literally don't know how to dance, but
Tasha was beating up herself the whole
I was
just like, I can't do it. I'm like, we all felt like we couldn't do it. You know, I tried to.
I felt so defeated. I don't know. I just felt, because I'm used to being in an environment now that, you know, we creating our own life, our own path. So I'm used to being in an environment where I'm mastering everything that I'm doing. So that was like so like a vulnerable space for me, because I don't really know how to dance like that.
But kudos to you coming out anyway, like to try.
Yeah, because I want to support. Like, this is what it's about. I want to support each other. You know what I'm saying? We out here. She came, and you know, it's crazy. We met her on the cruise.
And I took her glasses off her face. Thanks, Bride.
Yeah, we met her on the cruise, and then y'all stayed connected, and she ended up coming out here doing the class. So that was real fun. The next time she come back, I think
absolutely
right. I think what it has done though because a lot of people saw the footage that we post and people were interested.
Right.
So I think if she comes back again, it would definitely be a bigger class.
And she knew that because she's like, I know a lot of people not gonna know me and know what I have in store. So I think a lot of people definitely come out when she comes back, because like I said, it wasn't only about dancing. It was like, all right, everybody get your heels on, let's go line up, blah blah blah. It was like she came in, she bonded everybody from the get go, made everybody feel at ease, and just helped us, like, for that minute insecurity, like let's take that away. It was more about not even just dancing, but it was more about who are you on the inside. Right. You know what I mean? So if you would have caught that piece, you would definitely.
I probably felt better. Yeah. But the owner when the owner came out and was just sitting and watching us, it made it worse for me.
Why? Because you felt like
I felt even more insecure. Like I felt like, dang, like what? And I felt like she probably wasn't. I don't know if she know me. She followed me on social media. I don't know. But I kind of felt like because the phone, like with this, I was like,
she was recording.
Yeah, and I was like so stiff and trying to get my life together. I'm like, oh my God.
I tried to do a whole flip. And
you didn't try, you did it.
Listen, I've thought about posting something and I was like, you know what, this is horrible. Like this. But the fact that I posted it is because I was like, you know what, even when you're not perfect, your imperfections is beautiful. Like I'm looking at it and the whole time, like at first I was like, oh my God, I look like a total like dork for real. Like I look real retarded. But then I'm like, no, I need to post. It just meant something to me, like flipping, and I see my reaction, like after I put that reaction, and I was like, you know what I mean? When you see it on tape, I was so excited because I made it over. Because I did not think I could flip, guys. Like this is about to flip. You know what I'm saying? I was like, y'all gonna have to call the emergency room up in here, like the ambulance up in here. But the fact that I made it over, don't mind I didn't get that toe pointed out right. But
toe pointed out.
But the fact that I made it over, it was just like. Wow, you can't. So that I'm telling you, it was more than dancing, because when you see that you can do something, it just makes you know you can do every other thing. Like I can't.
It's the limitations we put.
Right, we limit ourselves. We do. So it was more like wow. So yeah, shout out to Rod, but that's just one way of.
I mean, we got long. We could go back and do statements later, or whatever the case may be.
But like anything else with you, besides. We just don't rambling.
Yep.
No, we get it.
What do you? I cannot. But what do you guys think about dating guys with kids?
I don't have a problem with that. I mean, my best friend got kids, 2 kids. In the beginning,
who got 2 kids?
My best friend.
Who is your best friend? Baby,
like what? My best friend got 2 kids. Anyway.
What best friend? I'm so dead right now.
Anyway, I'm talking about my best friend. So I really look at it like this. I look at it like this. If it is, you could say I don't want to, right? Because I've done that. I'm like, I don't want to date my kids. And my thing was because, again, and this was prior before I decided that you really can't put limitations on things.
Right.
I used to say I don't want anybody because I have my 2 kids and I don't want them taking away. Somebody else's kids take away from my kids. So I'm like, no.
Oh, really?
Yeah, girl. Even though my kids, they got their own daddy. Their daddy take care of them, right? But in my mind back then, I used to be like, no, because we gotta share. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't want their kids go with my kids. Like, you coming to get me with a package, so you have to take me and my kids. It's not me, kids, and all the kids. Or then the only exception was if they were older enough. Like, if they were just as old as my kids and they could take care of themselves. Because little kids come with drama.
Your best friend got little kids.
Yes, my best friend has little kids. They're 5, and it comes with baby mama drama sometimes. Cause you think about it, the younger the kid, the more the mom is gonna be in the picture still. You know what I mean? Obviously, I mean the mother's always in the picture, but you have those mothers that's like sometimes they use the kids. You got petty moms and dads that use the kids. So my thing was like, if you don't have that in the beginning, then you don't have those problems. Right. So I used to be like, no kids.
That's why
I
you don't date with kids, or?
But see, then you never know you not want to know.
Yeah, I don't mind dating with kids, but like she said, the older kids are better because usually you guys are, because my kids are older. And even when my kids were younger, I just understand. Oh, I remember what I was going to ask you. I understand. I'm going to ask you after this. I know it now.
Okay.
My understanding of relationships and how to treat your significant other are on a whole nother level.
Right.
And usually when men have kids, they are controlled by those children and those children's mom. Because they are so afraid of this losing their children.
Right.
And that's fine. But see, I'm like a Oprah type of female. I can't have a man that's under another woman's control. Period. And my man ain't gonna have to worry about me being under nobody in control because of no kids either. Right. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. I've secured that part of my life. You don't have to worry about that. Right. You know what I'm saying? Right. So
they can actually do the same though that you're doing. Suppose they got that part secured. Like
if they got that secured, let's do this.
Right.
I'm down.
You know, we exceed it.
But like we said, we can have an expectation, but connection and real life situations will be
that's why
the deciding factor. Like, but what was the question?
Burden of kids because I could give him his own situation, and this could be ours.
What's the question for you?
The question is, in a relationship, do you think that a person should put their significant other first?
If they if they have kids or just in
priority, if you have kids. If you don't have kids, usually it's a no-brainer. Eat with kids. With kids.
My kids come first, honey. I'm sorry, like my kids come first. Now
that is our problem.
But why? Why should your children not? Right. Well, why should your children not come first?
So in other words, you think
you
talking about us, or you talking about your partner?
You talk about your significant other. So you think your significant other?
You guys take care of the kids together. The kids don't take care of it. The kids only with you for a few years, and they leave. Your significant other is your direct happiness.
Yeah, but
I get it. I'm like, wait.
I get it.
That's why we always.
So what y'all think? What y'all think about that? What y'all think about that?
Yeah.
The kids or the significant other, which one come first?
And I actually think a lot of women are doing that now. I think
wait. Don't get this twisted. Don't
break it down.
Because our kids got to be taken care of. But the kid, you got.
Okay. So give me an example, of where the significant other should come above.
Right.
You know, I'm gonna tell you right now. So for one, your children are only with you for usually about 20 years. Mm-hmm. Then they go. You see them on holidays, and when they have kids, you have to have the emotional intelligence to know. Of course, you're not going to neglect your kids. You love your children, but when it comes to your marriage, that's first, because that is yours for the rest of your life. The kids, they're for sure. Wow, take care of them, love them, don't treat them bad. Not that, but
give me a life example of where would you I'm gonna use this one because I know a lot of people use this one. You sharing out, you fixing dinner done. You sharing out the kids' plates. You sharing out the food. Should you share your husband's food first or the kids' food first?
Did that man provide that food in that refrigerator? Make his plate first. He is gonna be all right until he get his plate.
Kids, sit down and wait till everything.
I don't know. Hell yeah. So that's where we go wrong a lot. Now, what I'm saying, so I've been in the Caucasian household for a very long time. My son is half white, so I saw the way they are in relationships.
Oh yeah, they operate totally different.
And how we are. We always single too. They be holding hands and together, loving, kissing until they about 82. I watched them put their significant other first. The kids taken care of. I can call my son's father. I can call him, his mama, her husband, and they gonna make sure me and these kids got everything we need. Mm-hmm. But when it comes to the happiness of their significant other, that is first and foremost over everything. But that significant other is also understanding enough to know the kids got to be taken care of. So they ain't gonna never do no shit like, no, don't spend time with your kids. Or, nothing like that. They understand. No, we take care of the kids together. We all spend time with the kids.
Right.
But they're always my grandparents haven't slept in the bed together in 20 years. His grandparents still sleep in the bed together. They still travel the world together. And, both grandparents are in their 80s. Mm-hmm. The black people not together, unhappy, dysfunctional situation. The white people, they hold hands, they still kiss, they sleep together, they travel together, they got properties all over the world they go to together, and they invite the kids and grandkids to come. And if they come, they come. If they don't, they don't. They go see the kids and the grandkids. But their marriage is their first priority, and their marriage is still going strong. It's going to go strong.
So let me ask you this then. Let me use this example. So let's just say, you want to move to another state. Mm-hmm. And maybe that other state is better for the school for your kids, whatever the case may be. But your husband works back in the state that you guys live in. So do you say, well, my kids, you know, if their education is important, we need to change, or do you? Or actually, I take that back. Let's say it's easier. Where you live at now, the kids are in a great school, great setting, friends, neighborhood, everything, and your husband got to pick up and move. Do you think we move because my husband's job? Like, obviously, work, yes, is important, but the kids are all different. So we just pack up and move.
I'm sure there's gonna be some good schools where you go.
She's like, there's some good schools, honey. Let's pack up your bags, let's go.
This is one thing about me. And this is one thing about the 1% of the richest people in the world. Don't nothing run my life but me. Now these kids, I love them. And they're great. They gonna go to good schools. They gonna get treated well. They ain't never seen a struggle in their life. But goddamn it, I run my life. And when I make a decision, that's what we're going to follow suit until you start paying.
I mean, in a sense, that is sometimes how life goes. I mean, because the kids, at the end of the day, the kids aren't paying bills. So when husband and wife make a decision, they're making a decision that's best for them. But and the children, but they're not taking the children's like, oh, they have their best friends. Like right now, I do. I don't know if this is, you know, like I say, okay, Taleen has 2 more years left in high school. I would not consider making a drastic move in my life because I'm taking her life into consideration. I'm just, if I was married, I feel like I would have the same perspective. You know, I feel like we can go anywhere, but Taleen got 2 more years left.
And if you and your husband agree on that, that's perfect.
But that's how I would. I don't know how I feel about that. I feel like that is an iffy thing for me.
What, the significant other person?
Yeah, and I understand.
I was single for a very long time.
I understand what you're saying, though.
Until we die.
I understand what you're saying, though, as far as like. Listening to your perspective, I can understand.
Right.
So you don't treat the kids bad.
Right.
Children are well taken care of. We take care of them together, but we are a team. We're a united front.
Right.
And this comes before if this relationship ain't working right, you showing the kids some messed up shit anyway. Right. So their relationship when they grow up is going to be dysfunctional too. You have to show them how to treat their significant other.
That's true.
So that's all right.
Well. That's a true statement. I have to pray on it though. Yeah. I think too, when you're a single mom, having your kids is all you know. So I feel like it's kind of hard to grasp that concept. I do feel you though. I do feel that concept and where you're going with it. But being like a single mom is like, it's being me and Taleen. I'd be damned if a man come in and, you know, like,
not as any man.
Right,
and I'm committed.
Right, that's true.
This is your. If y'all ain't planning on getting married, y'all already married.
Right.
You can't just give this to any kind of man.
Right, that's true.
He's got to earn this type of.
Okay.
This is a privilege.
Okay. You see that? Okay. That kind of sounds.
You gotta treat him good. Yeah, this is a privilege. So you have to be committed, a serious committed relationship, or married. Mm-hmm. Not just some man you're dating.
Right.
No, he's down. Right. And he got to work his way up.
Okay. So but you said significant other.
Yes.
So when you guys get to this part of the podcast, let us know how you feel about that. That who comes above who? So is it the kids? In the relationship, in a marriage, significant, like something deep, not like you're dating a Dusty, as Shirley would say. Not like you're dating a Dusty and you're like making life decisions based on a Dusty, but you're making a life decision on, you have your husband or your wife, whatever. Who comes first, the children or the man? No, the significant other. Right, not even on the list.
Dusty at Walmart.
Right.
You gotta start going to Publix. That's what a man told me. That's what a man
start
told me.
Going to Fresh Market.
Or Fresh Markets.
I don't know about Fresh Market. You need to get on it.
A man told me. I was like, well, where would you go? Where would a single woman go who's on the market for a man who's of my caliber, because you know we're not dusties.
Right.
We're not looking for dusties.
Right.
And a man was like, he said, a man that has got his stuff together and takes care of himself, he would probably shop at Publix.
You said Publix, they want to get their fast items good and come on out. And then what you do is you look in their cart. You be like, he got apples, milk.
You see Similac in there, you got to keep
you already know, you're going to keep it moving.
Yeah, you see like 7 items in there, you like, single, you know what I'm saying? How you doing?
TV dinner.
So guys, we gon' wrap it up. Cause we've been on here. The camera done died on me, so my YouTube video gonna be chopped up.
We get with Ziggy though, we be going
right. We just keep going. So we gonna wrap it up. I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. We will have Ziggy on some more. Are you here to stay? You going back on tour? Like, what are you doing?
I'm here for good. There is going to be a Millennium 2 tour. I don't think that I'm going to go. Yeah, I don't know. It would have to be different because I went and I did the venture as an entrepreneur. Like, I funded all my own everything. I paid for all the merchandise. It was my own situation, and it wasn't as lucrative as I expected.
Okay.
So and if it's gonna be the same like situation, I wouldn't go. If some things change and make it to where it sounds better, then I would go.
Okay. Alright guys, so thanks so much for listening to the Traveling Pants of a Single Mom, and we out. Bye.